Hi there, welcome to the English Lovers by Hannity. Yesterday I got a comment from one of my viewer and my student that make some videos for Merchant of Venice. Let me reply some of it in in brief. First of all, Merchant of Venice is a drama. Okay, it contains so many dialogues. It needs a full script to be read before you and told to you in the dialogue form, which I feel is very hectic sort of production, okay, of the dialogues. Okay, then what I need to do is I just want your view on that in the comment box. You just tell me that what particular dialogue that you want to understand, because the basic thing is the students who are preparing for it, they should understand it by reading the text. Okay, and the meanings are given by the side of it. Okay, like when you're going to read the text and the script of the dialogues, by the side of it the tough words are given over there, then you can understand it very easily. But somehow if there is some sort of toughness that you're feeling, then you can let me know in the comment box that, sir, if this dialogue is not understood to us, then can you please explain these particular dialogues. I'll let you about the approach towards the Merchant of Venice, so continue watching that one. Okay, so how can you get good marks in the Merchant of Venice? That's one thing. Okay, but on the other side, if you're gonna look at the other side of the picture, then you're gonna see that there are two other sections that you're not focusing on if you're focusing only on Merchant of Venice. That is prose and poetry. You see, when you see your paper, especially the ICSE students, when they see the paper, they should see that they are going to get 64 marks from the other two sections, and the one question you have to attempt basically from the Merchant of Venice. If your approach is like that, you are preparing more on the prose and poetry side. Those students who are not preparing all the three books and they are preparing only prose and poetry, like at the helm of it, and then the other one, Merchant of Venice for one question only, like 16 marks for the Merchant of Venice and 64 marks for the prose and poetry. That's one approach. Okay, that 64 marks I'll prepare for the prose and poetry, because you see, you have to attempt one question each from each of the section, and other two you can attempt from any of the section or sections. Section or section means like three of the poetry and one drama and one like prose. That depends upon you. Okay, if your poetry is really good, suppose your poetry is really good, you have prepared all those 12 to 13 or whatever 10 to 13 poems really well, and you know that each and every bit of it, then go for it. Like you're gonna get, I think, 48 marks. Yeah, 48 marks from that. Like if you're attempting the whole section of the poetry, and one question from the like prose, and one question from the drama, then you will definitely lead to at least 48. Out of 48 you can reach to 44. If you're not excellent at poetry, if you have really read the poetry properly, then you will get that amount of marks. Okay, and then like suppose you're going on the other side, like suppose you are going for the prose. Like suppose you know that the chapter reading is very good, you are good at reading the chapters, go for these three questions, 16 marks question, three questions for the prose, and 48 from that, and then you can go for one question from poetry and one question from drama. That's very somehow cheap and easy sort of recipe to get the good marks in literature. But if you really want to get 100 marks, you want to really astonish your examiner the way you have read everything, then definitely you have to go for three of the books, three of the options. Okay, you can go for drama also. Like if you have prepared only one book, suppose Merchant, then one question is left from the poetry, but there are so many options the questions can come from when you're gonna look at the prose and the poetry. So if you're gonna curb those two things, like poetry and prose only, you're gonna control them, you can supervise them easily. Okay, but on the other hand, the students who are having the problem in the Merchant of Venice, my next video will be about the same, like about the explanation on the Merchant of Venice. It would be about like, I'm not going to tell anything about the dialogues, but I'll definitely tell you something about the main dialogues and main persons you need to read about. Okay, then we're gonna discuss that in the next video. Okay, hope this video is helpful to you to understand that how can you approach the other two sections. I'll make the videos for the other two sections also, like each poetry. I'll explain each of the poetry and each of the chapter thoroughly. Okay, don't worry about that one. Like if I can explain the dialogues of Merchant of Venice, I can explain the prose and poetry too. Okay, then if you want to understand that really well, tell me in the comment box that what kind of thing that you want me from, like to understand from me, that what should I do first, like shall I go for the poetry, prose, or the drama. Okay, but the next video will be about that Merchant of Venice, and it will be talking about only and only the different dialogues and the persons that you need to look for in the Merchant of Venice. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Share my videos, subscribe my channel, and hit the bell icon to get the updates of the new videos. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.